Hello and welcome back. I'm B-Ball Joe and this is Transport Fever 2. I really hope you enjoyed the last time lapse because we're going to do something very similar today. But first, I'll explain to you again what I want to do today and what the problem is. First, I'm pretty sure that the consumers on here say 400 and this is about 375-ish, a little less. These don't add up to 800, and I thought when I look at this, if I bring a 2 sand oil, or oil sand, I get 800 fuel and 800 sand. Turns out I only get 400 max. That's what it looks like. Because I have a lot more stored, but we're not actually producing more. So, okay, that's fine. I wish it would say or and not and, but that is fine. What I want to do today is set up a new oil line and fuel line because we do have a fuel production line over here that can already be connected to our existing network. We have a oil refinery here. We do have an oil well, but you probably know that you need 2 oil wells to 100% saturate the oil refinery. And the next oil wells that I want to use are out here. And I may actually just use both of these instead of the one that's closer. We don't have money problems, so I don't see a big problem with that. But what that means is this Church Stretton will probably turn into a bigger hub, which means everything that I built last time, all these bridges, it's going to get leveled out and probably look better when I'm done. I didn't actually do a lot of terraforming last time, but that will change today. Because these two are perfect candidates for just short little shunters that bring the fuel in there. And then just have a bunch of lines, one line picking up the oil from here, the raw oil. That's coming from here. Crude oil, that's what it's called. And also that same line can drop off more fuel in this area. And that will be great because we need some fuel for Coburn and for Crowell. And I'm sure even Bury. So there's 3 right here that we can deliver to. Horsham is the next one. Leek. All of these guys need fuel, so bringing the fuel down here will help us a lot, and then we can transport it. One can drop off here, and possibly, we'll figure out how we want to do the rest of the fuel. But that's the plan today, a new fuel line, a new oil line, and rebuilding this whole area. Have fun! Welcome back. So that all went relatively smooth and a lot smoother than I actually anticipated. We are now paused. Let's unpause. This all looks a little funky. I think I'll turn the morning mod off again. It's just too many edges. But what I did here was I was planning and hoping this would work, that I can put a tunnel in here, and instead of having those ugly bridges running across here, just have a couple different tunnels running underneath this, with the switching branch in the middle here, and that branch still has the passenger line that we put in last time. I have this guy here. If we had... I'm always in between. Should I just use trucks for transporting this? I could make this road a little longer, run it on the other side, and I could have a truck actually dropping off stuff here, but I think I'm okay with how this is. Again, money is not really our issue, so yeah, that will be fine. I was able to put a couple of bridges in here that I actually really enjoy the way they came out, so that is neat. And while we're here, you probably have seen that I'm not going to this oil well. I don't think... I may not need it, but I may... Oh, these are the expanded industries, so they're bigger. So no, I don't think I need them. But there's another line. This... What is it? Fuel delivery. Goes over here. The way I set it up is Crowl gets some fuel. We need to set up just a commuter route here and a delivery route for fuel. But then Colburn, I redid the whole station that we had here with a delivery in the middle. And I think we are pretty much covering everything that wants fuel. It's mostly the buildings over here. And then over in Dory, we're already covering the whole city, so it should be fine. And I'll just have one train delivering all the fuel here. This train, however, I don't think will make a ton of money unless we find another anything that can be transported by a tanker, just because the final delivery here is not... This town will never need a lot of fuel, and it's really far away. The Colburn one should make pretty good money most of the time, but we'll see how this goes. So I have all this set up, and then one that's a little more complicated, or maybe not. You've probably seen what I was doing here. I have the fuel refinery line. This one has to level up first, otherwise nothing's going to work. So we have to start with one train each. But this refinery wants the oil, and the oil comes from here. To get this oil, we need 2 sets of crude oil. Oh, we can only get 400. Okay, that changes what I want to do here. I didn't realize we can only get 400 max production out of this one. We need another oil refinery, and I think we're just going to use the one that's over here in Stratton and just hook up to that somehow. I'm not sure how yet. But I was planning on bringing down the oil here and then have a shunter running from the fuel refinery to the oil refinery, to the oil well, to the oil refinery, and then back here. Because that should mean a full train load dropped off here, pick up another full train load, drop off here, and then you take a full oil load back to the refinery. That way this train should never be empty. But since we don't have as much oil as I thought we would have there, that's not really going to work. It's only going to run full probably one way most of the time. And that's okay. The same idea was here. I was hoping that the crude fuel transfer could just be full both ways all the time, but we'll see how that goes. I may just purchase a different oil refinery down here and just set it up that way anyway, so that I get 800. But we'll see how it goes. For right now, this should work. I will have to put in some trains, and then we will run... I think we're going to run this route over here. Okay, I took the liberty of just setting up the normal lines that I usually do here in the cities, which is just a normal get everywhere and get it done. And then I have the fuel drop off here, so everything is now set up and ready to go, just waiting for the first fuel to actually arrive. And that's not going to be anytime soon. This train over here actually has a way too high rate. Even at a 206, that's pretty high, because the other train, this one, even though it can pack 324 units, its rate is only 135, so I think we can start out by just duplicating this one and actually get more stuff done, and that should be nice. I did have to send this guy away from here right away, so we'll just let it run empty. I don't need every line to make money. Again, money is not really an issue. I almost forgot. If you like this sort of thing, like and subscribe. See you again next time. Bye.